lads.
Right, how we going?
Feet are
Fire
freezing.
ready for this morning's challenge.
Yeah, well, it's day 2 and we had a good feed of fish last night. It's pretty starving, but yeah, check this out. Beautiful.
Alright guys, congratulations on completing your first challenge. It's now time for your second challenge of the trip, which is the Crab Catcher Badge. To do this, you'll need to learn how to tie lashings and pieces of wood together. What we've got next is Andy up with a lesson on how to tie lashings and wood together.
There you go guys. Today we're going to be learning lashings. It's a square knot lashing and we're going to be using paracord and just 2 simple sticks.
In order to construct their bushcraft-made crab traps, the teams must first learn how to successfully tie pieces of wood together using lashings. This is to ensure their crab traps are structurally sound and can hold up against the currents.
Okay, what we want to do is grab the paracord and make a half loop. Firstly, slip it over one piece of timber, cross it over to the other side, and we start making the square lashings, working our way around, underneath, around, back up, crossing back over, and keep the tension at the same time, pulling in paracord as you go along, and then over the other side like so. Keeping it tight, tight. Now, if you don't want to keep using more paracord, you can stop there and then start winding it around the center, pulling it in nice and tight around, winding it in tighter, and now we can start tying it off. Simply find anywhere you've got. You could do the half hitch on the side, or we could just join it in right here. So that is a square knot lashing. Pretty sturdy. Like so. So the paracord we used, if you are aware to get extra strands for your rope, they usually have 6 or 7 extra bits of nylon inside. So as you cut one end off, you can just pull out one, and there you go. That is as strong as that. You get more out of it, and you can actually use that to continue on with your lashings. It'll just do the exact same thing, get more out of it.
The teams await their next assignment, which if completed correctly gives them access to a bonus item which will help both teams immensely.
Okay guys, now that you know how to tie your lashings and bindings and bits of wood together, you're now going to get a task in which your team will need to do 4 lashings and bindings to 4 pieces of wood. This is part of the next challenge, which will unlock some netting for your crab traps if your structure is structurally sound. And what that means is every single person in your team needs to tie that lashing and binding tightly and correctly for your structure to hold. If it passes a test, your team will be given netting, which will greatly assist with your crab traps. If your structure fails the test, however, you will be required to make your crab trap purely out of sticks, which is going to take a lot longer. So guys, this part's up to you.
Each team member must individually tie 1 lashing each per corner of the structure. If they fail to tie their lashing correctly, it could let the entire structure down for their team.
Yeah. So we've built our little box here that we're gonna throw up into the air shortly. We decided not to use our little strands of rope, and we used the solid rope, just cut them a little bit longer for each of us, and we started off with a 1/2 inch knot, and we did the wrapping around each branch one at a time, and each time we threw it up and tested it to make sure it would work and hold. And yeah, we're pretty happy with it. I'm pretty confident that it's going to hold together, and yeah, there it is. Not the prettiest, but it will work.
They go out of shape, but that's about it.
Alright guys, so I've just tied my side. So there we have our stick, or our square. Lashing's done, pretty solid. Do you want to give us a demonstration, give us a twist, see if it moves? No, pretty solid, it's not going
solid,
anywhere.
Man, eh? It's actually real solid.
Alright,
Cool.
so there we have it guys, we've got ours done. Luke's here to do the test. So we'll get it thrown up and we'll see if we get some netting for tonight.
All right guys, now that both teams have completed their lashings and binding test, we are now going to test out your little contraption and make sure that it's structurally sound in order for you to unlock the crab trap netting. Here we go.
Each team structure will now have to pass a throw test in order to test the integrity of their structure as a whole. If any of the corners fail, that team will not get access to any netting to build their crab trap. With both teams successfully unlocking the netting, they now get to work on building their crab trap designs.
Alright guys, so I've built the shrimp trap. So this is the basic idea, just like a basket style. Got some lashings done, some sticks, got the framework done. I'm just going to drape this net over the top, probably tie it off at the back, leave the front open, and then just go and put it in the rocks for the incoming tide. See how we go.
We found this big log down the back, and we pushed it over, and it ended up to be some decent hardwood, and I've made a spear. So yeah.
Hey guys, Matt from Bravo team. So our tactic for this afternoon was 2 of us stayed on land building our crab traps and getting everything, our camp ready, firewood, whatever we need for later on, and we sent 2 guys out to go fishing, catch us some dinner for tonight, which has proved to be a good tactic as they've already got some fish, so we're eating tonight.
Team Bravo's tactic pays off with a nice sized flathead caught by Juan early in the day. Team Alpha, on the other hand, come up with an idea for a different way of hunting.
Got there, Benny?
Made a spear. I've done a few notch outs so it won't slide off, but I reckon that's friggin' solid as. I love that.
That's really cool.
Wrapped it around, there's a few lashing holes there. Yeah, these Gerber knives are awesome.
Yeah,
for
it
doing
should
this.
work really well.
Yeah.
Good job.
We don't need much on the front.
But with these 2 sides will meet.
Yeah,
I mean, we
well,
can even leave the centre open a bit. They're not going to get out.
Yeah, we can do.
Just wherever yours reaches like that,
Well, this can reach all the way over to here.
and we hook it on. Yeah.
Might tie this on here.
Alright guys, so we've finally got the finished products for both the crab trap and the prawn trap. Here's the crab trap, the tires baiting up now. Fairly sturdy frame, got a net all the way around. And we've got opening at the front there. Hopefully the idea is the crabs will crawl in over the top, get into the back part, the fish frames that we've got sitting in there, and we'll have crab for dinner.
Team Bravo deploy their crab trap, but it appears they've forgotten one important detail.
Hopefully it's heavy enough.
I don't know if it's heavy enough.
Look at it. Yeah. Look at this. Anything?
Team Bravo spots a stingray on the sand flats. If they can work as a team, they might just have their next meal for the evening.
Yeah! Oh, you. Oh. Here he is. Oh. There's another one. Right here. There's two of them right next to each other. Yeah, he's got him. He stabbed him. Fuck. Here, right there. In that tuck, right there at your feet. Yeah, we got him.
Quick! Hurry up. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Stingray. Tie with his homemade spear.
Holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
Solid. Oh, I can't hold him, he's slippery.
Benny from Team Alpha manages to catch a nice little soapy, but unfortunately, as it's under the legal size limit, it won't count towards their seafood platter challenge badge.
Good job.
What about too?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nice and clear too. Alright guys, so we're up to deploying the crab pot. The boys are in this little creek, little feeder creek here, a little bit of a channel in the middle. We can still get to it on a half tide, so we'll do that later this arvo into the evening. But it's time to drop the crab pot. Alrighty, and there is the crab trap deployed in the creek. Tied to the bottle. Bloody ripper. Mud crab for dinner, boys.
With a tough day of fishing so far and only a few hours of daylight remaining, our yak hunters take to the water and fish hard, in the hopes that they'll catch enough fish to provide dinner for the evening.
side, straight down the gut of this beautiful flatty. Look at that. Well, that was bloody awesome. PB flatty, 53 centimetres. So one of the fellas lent me a samaki vibe this morning because I didn't have any, and they seem to be working really well on all the fish people are catching. So gave me one of them to use, and on my first pass in front of the mangrove, bang, 53 centimetres. So totally stoked.
One of them fucking toadfish. What a bastard.
As sunlight begins to fade, the teams must soon consider checking their crab traps and hope that they don't come back to camp empty-handed.
Bloody oath. Alright guys, moment of truth. Do we have a crab in our net? Alright, get up there, fucker. Bait's gone.
Really?
Fuck, yeah, bait's gone. Nuts. No fucking shrimp, no nothing. Damn it. Get up there, you dog.
As the day draws to an end, our yak hunters return to base camp with only a few catches caught to feed the many. Unfortunately, neither Team Alpha nor Team Bravo's crab trap managed to produce any crabs. This means that both teams were unable to successfully obtain the Crab Catcher Challenge badge by the end of day 2. It's now the end of day 2, and our yak hunters have only been able to obtain one of the 4 challenge badges so far. They must work hard tomorrow in order to obtain the last 3 challenge badges and complete their mission as a whole. And of course, the team get to try their freshly caught stingray.
I've always wanted to try a stingray. I've heard of people eating it before and I thought, nah, it'd be shit. But I'll tell you what, this is fucking amazing.